Transpiration takes place through this one, the stomata, right? So there is a transpiration pull theory. What transpiration pull theory explain? So basically, this theory explains the ascent of water, right? Means how the water reaches to the top of the plant from the root, right? The mechanism by which water reaches to the top from the bottom, right? From the root. So, transpiration pull theory or cohesion tension theory. So, this theory was given by two scientists, Dixon and Joly. So, Dixon and Joly given this concept transpiration pull theory. What they said, right? Try to understand what exactly they said. They said first, suppose that this is a capillary. So, xylem work like a capillary or pipe, right? In xylem, a water molecule, there is a water column. So how the water column is maintained, or how the water column or a string of a water column is maintained, right? So one water molecule and attract the another water molecule, or rather than attracting, we can say one water molecule pull the another water molecule with the help of cohesive force, right? Cohesion is a force that is in physics you must have studied cohesive force. So cohesion is a force, the same type of the molecule attract each other with the help of this force. This is called cohesive force or cohesion force, right? So with the help of cohesion force or cohesive force, one water molecule attract or pull the another volume water molecule. So that's how a column of water is maintained with the help of cohesive force, right? This is like the same way you put a straw in the cold drink bottle. You start sucking at one end, and when you start sucking, there is a thread-like structure or a quarter or cold drink column is maintained within that straw, and that's how we drink the uh, that particular cold drink, right? In the same way, the water column is maintained over. Now, the water column do not fall back, or water column do not slip down with the effect of gravity. To maintain that, there is a force between the walls of xylem trachea, right? We know that the trachea are the basically the main cells to which the water column rises, right? In the wall of xylem trachea, they are made up of different material and water molecule. So there is a force between the wall of trachea and water molecule. This is called adhesive force. Adhesive force do not allow the water column to fall back, right? So cohesive and adhesive force. With the help of these force, a water column is maintained and the water column do not fall back. Is it clear? Is that clear? Hello, Sidika and Martin, tell me, please. Martin, Sidika,
Uh,
is that clear? Sidika, are you there? Hello, Sidika. Martin, okay, you have message. Okay,
yes,
fine.
sir.
Uh, okay, fine. So keep on telling me that you got it or not, right? So fine. So the second thing is that now when I talk about the cold drink straw, I am putting the force by my mouth. So which force is putting over here the like pulling force or pull force, right? So what happened? Now come in the real picture. Look, this is a structure of leaf. This is upper epidermis. These are the mesophyll cells and ground tissue we know. And this is the lower epidermis. We know the most of the stomata are found in the lower epidermis. When transpiration start, so transpiration when takes place, due to transpiration, a force is produced at this part, right? In the stomata part, this is called transpiration pull, right? So this transpiration pull is working like my mouth, right? So it is working at a pulling force. Due to this transpiration pull, this water column is pulled, right? So water column is pulled, and this force is transferred to the downward, right? And then what happened? The from root here, water enter over here, right? So with the help of transpiration pull, right? Transpiration pull, the water column is pulled upward, right? And with the help of cohesion and tension force, this water column is maintained. That's how the water transpiration takes place in the plant. Tell me, is it clear or not? This is all about the transpiration pull theory. It was given by Dixon and Joly, two scientists. They got the Nobel Prize for the same. Now, there are three stages to explain this transpiration pull theory. Continuous water column, right? Trackery element, water column is present due to the cohesion, adhesion, and surface tension, right? Uh, Cohesive tensile strength, there is a between water molecule, development of the tension due to the pull of transpiration, right? So these are the three headings. First, tell me if this concept is completely clear. Did you got the cohesion and tension force? When you get the, if you get it, it's okay. And you have to make, first, please make this diagram, this diagram. Please make this diagram, and you even you have to make the simplified version of this diagram, right? Please make quickly this diagram, which I have drawn with the help of my own pen. Both of you, Martin and Shadika, and let me know, please, when you make it. And this will be a 5 marker question if it will be asked as a long answer. Is that done? Hello, Shadika and Martin, is it done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So start noting now. So first heading will be, so first put the heading, transpiration pull, transpiration pull, and cohesion and tension theory. transpiration pull, and cohesion and tension theory. The theory was given by Dixon and Joly. The theory was given by Dixon and Joly in 1894. 1894. The main feature, the main feature of the theory are following. First, continuous water column. First subheading A, continuous water column. There is a continuous column of water. There is a continuous column of water from root through stem into leaf. From root through stem into leaves. Full stop. The water column is present in trachary element. The water column is present in trachary element. Full stop. The water column is maintained by the water column is maintained by cohesive and adhesive forces. Full stop. The column of water do not fall down under the impact of gravity. The column of water do not fall down under the impact of gravity because forces of transpiration provide both energy and necessary pull. Full stop. Cohesion, adhesion, and surface tension. Cohesion, adhesion, and surface tension keep the water in place. Next, B point. Next, subheading B. Cohesion or tensile strength. Water molecule remains attached to one another. Water molecule remains attached to one another by a strong mutual force of attraction. Called cohesion force. Full stop. The water column can bear the water column can bear a tension of a tension of 100 atmospheric pressure. Therefore, therefore, cohesion force, therefore, cohesion force is also called tensile strength. Tensile strength. Next subheading: development of tension or transpiration pull. Development of tension or transpiration pull. Water vapor, water vapor diffuse out of the leaf. Water vapor diffuse out of the leaf. Full stop. Mesophyll cell continue to lose water, continue to lose water to intercellular space. Full stop. Due to this, increase in surface tension, due to which increase in surface tension and decrease in water potential takes place sometime up to minus 30 bars. Full stop. The mesophyll cell withdraw water from deeper cells. Full stop. The deeper cells obtain water from tertiary element. The water in tertiary element would come under tension. The tension developed due to the tension developed due to developed due to transpiration transpiration is called transpiration pull is called transpiration pull. One last thing, last paragraph. As a tension of as a tension of one atmosphere as a tension of one atmosphere is sufficient to pull water to height of 10 meter. Full stop. A tension of 10 to 20 atmosphere is sufficient to rise water to highest of tallest tree to highest of tallest tree over 130 meter. This was all about the transpiration pull theory. Ask me if you have any doubt or any question. Go through with your NCRT as well. In case if you have any doubt, please ask me. Tell me if you have any doubt and tell me also if you don't have any doubt. Then I will go ahead. Okay, great, Shadika. Factor influencing the transpiration. Yes, this is also important. Look, relative humidity. Yes. So the first thing is relative humidity. If a relative humidity will be more, the transpiration, relative humidity is inversely proportional to transpiration. If relative humidity will be more, transpiration will be less. If relative humidity is less, transpiration will be more, right. So that is the concept behind it. Air movement. If the air movement is more, right. If relative humidity is more, then and air movement is more, right. Air movement is more, then what will happen if the air movement is 20 to 30 kilometer per hour, the transpiration will increase. But as the storm will come, means air movement will become 40 to 50 kilometer per hour, they will start closing down their stomata and transpiration will decrease, right. Temperature, obviously transpiration is directly proportional to the temperature. If temperature will increase, then transpiration will also increase. At the rise of 10-degree temperature, the relative humidity decreases by 50% and transpiration increases, right. Light, yes, transpiration is directly proportional to light. If light will be more, obviously temperature will be more and transpiration will be more, right. Too much light can cause damage the cell. This is called solarization. Atmospheric pressure, if transpiration if atmospheric pressure is low, transpiration will be more, right. So please note down all this relation relative concept, right. Put the heading factor influencing the transpiration. First, RH, that is relative humidity. Keep on noting down. That, okay, write on the air movement, temperature and light. Note down. Okay, Shalika. Martin, is that done? Now the next topic as per your NCRT is uptake of the mineral iron. You know, the uptake of mineral iron take place in the same way, like the water. And initially we have discussed that water uptake take place, mineral and uptake take place along with the water. But the mineral uptake take place due to by the active process, means the energy will be spent. Why? Because you know the amount of the minerals are always more inside the plant than soil, right? So obviously it will be an active process. So what happened? The soil is the source, like calcium, sulfate. What happened? And they come along with the this mineral. So the sink. Now what happened? That the sink process where is the sink process like calcium ion. So where is the sink process? Sources from where they are coming means obviously it's a soil. But the sink is those part which are growing rapidly, right? So basically where the cell division is taking place. So you can take this is the apical meristem, means meristematic part where the new leaves are generated and where the new parts are formation is taking place, cell division is taking place. So those part are sink basically, like the calcium, sulfate, sulfur, they are all required at the meristematic part. Leaves are also sink. Why? Because they are getting deposited over here, right? What happened that the remobilization, what is the remobilization process? When leaves get mature, so what happened as the sink is leaves are also sink, so the minerals are getting minerals get deposited in the leaves. When the leaves is about to fall down, right, it's mature and about to fall down, remobilization is taking place, means these mineral and ions remobilize from the leaves to the main part. Calcium is not remobilized, right? So defoliation means uh, leaf fall down of the leaf. What is that? That is an excretion for the plant, right? And mobilized element are phosphorus, sulfur, nitrogen, and potassium. Calcium is not mobilized, means it do not mobilize, right? So you can make this diagram. Then I will dictate for you, and the heading will be uptake of mineral. Make the diagram and let me know. Then I will dictate. And note down which are the mobilized element, which is not mobilized element. There will be one marker question for you. Okay, great. So please start counting now. This is important for the two marker question. By the way, generally it is not asked, right? But this topic is important for the medical examination. Very important. Maximum question have been asked from here. So please note down. Mineral exist in the soil as iron. Mineral exist in the soil as iron, which cannot be, which cannot directly cross the cell membrane, which cannot directly cross the cell membrane. Full stop. The concentration of ions, the concentration of ion in some 100 times more in root interior. The concentration of iron is some 100 times more in root interior than the soil. Full stop. All minerals cannot be all minerals cannot be absorbed passively. Full stop. The movement of iron from soil to interior of root, movement of iron from soil to interior of leaf, interior of root is against concentration gradient and requires an active transport. Full stop. A specific ion pump occur in the membrane of root hair. A specific ion pump occur in the membrane of root hairs. Full stop. They pump mineral iron from soil to cytoplasm of epidermal hair. Full stop. Energy is provided by ATP. Energy is provided by ATP. The ions are again checked and transported inward by transport protein present over endodermal cells. Right? Generally, they are transported along with water as an inorganic nutrient with the help of xylem. Tell me, is that clear? Hope it should be clear to both of you. Martin, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Great. So everything clear and noted down?
Okay, I'm right noting.
Yeah, this part was actually more important for your NEET examination. But by the way, these are the important for one marker question, right? some one marker question can be asked from this part. Otherwise, you will get the long answer as a transpiration pull theory or mass flow theory. The second theory which we are going to understand is source and sink theory, or that is mass flow hypothesis, right? So, as a transpiration pull theory explain how the transportation of water or movement of water takes place from root to the shoot part. In the same way, with this help of same theory, minerals are transported along with the water. But as I told you in the last class that there is another thing which need to be transported, that is the food. Food need to be transported from the leaf to the root part or some storage. The part where the food formation takes place, we call that part source. So normally the formation of food take place in leaf. So our source is leaf. Now those parts where the food storage is taking place or food is required for the growth and normal metabolism, that part is called sink. So normally fruits are those, in some plant fruits are those part where which work like a sink and food need to be stored. And in every plant a root work as a sink because roots do not root do not have capacity to make the food, but they need food for the respiration and carry on their metabolic processes, right? And generation of energy. So every plant root are the same, right? And rest the storage part in some root, in some stem, in some root itself is the storage part. So there is a sink. Sink is that part which required to either store those food, that food, or it require it for the running its metabolism, right? So normally root work as a sink and leaf work as a source. Now you can see in this diagram, uh, this is called source and sink theory or mass flow hypothesis. This is xylem and this is phloem, both are parallel to each other. The photosynthesis takes place, one more thing which is very important. The photosynthesis takes place and formation of food take place in the form of glucose. Glucose is a monosaccharide, but transport of food do not takes place in the form of monosaccharide or glucose, right? Transportation do not take place. Then what need to be transported? This monosaccharide converted into disaccharide means glucose get converted into sucrose. So one thing which is very important for you for need, that the transformation of food take place in the form of glucose, but transport of the food takes place in the form of sucrose. Now what happened? In the source are leaf, green leaf. Inside the green leaf, mesophyll cells. In mesophyll cells, formation of glucose takes place. Now, the glucose is converted into sucrose, right? Now, sucrose is converted. Now, what happened? Sucrose is, now the concentration of sucrose is more in photosynthetic leaf, means green leaves, and less in companion cell. So, what happened? For these sucrose is transported from mesophyll cell to the nearby companion cell. When it reaches to the companion cell, it is stored over here there. Now, companion cell give this food or forward this food to the where? Sieve tube element. Now, here you need to understand that the transfer of food from the mesophyll cell to companion cell was the passive process. No energy is required. But transfer of food from companion cell to here, where sieve tube element, it is active process and ATP is required over here there, right? Now the for transfer of food from the companion cell to nearby sieve tube element is called loading. This process I have written over there. This is called loading. So first loading takes place and loading is an active process. Now, what happened when food reaches over here? The concentration increases. Due to this high concentration, means here is a hypertonic solution. Now, what will happen? Water will start moving from nearby xylem element. So, xylem element will give water to the sieve tube element, right? Now, the solution formation will take place. What happened? Here, the hypertonic solution become, and this hypertonic solution it transferred toward the hypotonic solution. So due to the concentration gradient from one sieve tube element to another sieve tube element, transfer of food take place. When this food reaches to sink part or nearby sink, what happened? Unloading take place. Again, due to the unloading, this sucrose is transferred to nearby companion cell, and water get detached, right? Means water gets separated. Why? Because this sucrose will be converted into starch, which is insoluble to water, right? Now what happened? Companion cell take means unload. Unloading is also an active process. Again, the expansion of energy takes place. Energy is spent over here. Now this, after unloading from companion cell, it reaches to the sink, right? Root cells, where it need to be stored. In root cell, this sucrose is converted into starch. Starch is insoluble to water. Now water gets separated. This water goes back to nearby xylem element, and again it circulates with the help of xylem, and that's how unloading takes place. This is called source and sink theory, or that is mass flow hypothesis. Tell me. Tell me and make the diagram as well, because this is very important, and this is the last topic as well. Please make the diagram and note down every information which I have written, right? You need not to make very beautiful diagram, just make two cells, one xylem, one phloem, and sieve tube element, now companion cell, and this sink cell. First, please tell me, is this concept clear to you? Say source and sink theory clear to you? By the way, it's easy, but still, if you have any doubt, ask me. Done? Martin, is it done? So put the heading
Yes.
source and sink theory or mass flow hypothesis. Source and sink theory. One more thing I will tell you, girdling experiment. That is two marker question, but yes, that can be asked. That is a very good question for your school examination. So first, put the heading. That is a mass flow. Uh, yes. So source and sink theory or mass flow hypothesis. Uh, it is the long distance movement of. It is the long distance movement of organic substances from source or supply end, that is region of manufacture, to the region of utilization or sink, to region of utilization or sink. Full stop. But the source and sink may get reversed. But the source and sink, yeah, sure. It is the long distance movement of organic food or substances from source that is region of manufacturing. 2, region of utilization or sink. Full stop. But the source and sink, may be reverse.
What and what?
But the source and sink may be reverse. Source or sink may be reversed depending on season or need of plant. Next point. The leaves manufacture food in excess of leaves manufacture food in excess of their own requirement. Full stop. The excess of food come out of leaves. The excess of food come out of leaves and is translocated in the downward direction to stem, comma, storage part and root system. Right? Next. Uh, First point. Now write it down step by step, right? First in point form, right? First point. Formation of food. Formation of food takes place. Formation of food takes place in the mesophyll cells. Mesophyll cells by the process of photosynthesis. In form of glucose. Full stop. Glucose is a monosaccharide. Glucose is a monosaccharide which is converted into sucrose, that is disaccharide. Full stop. Next point. Movement of sucrose takes place. Movement of glucose So sucrose takes place from mesophyll cells to nearby companion cell by the passive process. Full stop. It is taking place in the direction of pressure, sorry, concentration, in the direction of concentration gradient. Direction of concentration gradient. Full stop. Next point. The food is now, or sucrose is now, transferred to sieve tube element from companion cell. Full stop. This is an active process. This is an active process as ATP is spent. This is an active process as ATP is spent. Full stop. Transfer of food, same point. Transfer of food from companion to sieve tube is called loading process. Full stop. Next point. Movement of water takes place from nearby xylem cell to trachid element by the process of osmosis. Full stop. Next point. Now, the movement of food takes place from one sieve element to another, from one sieve element to another, in the direction of concentration gradient. In the direction of concentration gradient. In the direction of concentration gradient. Full stop. When, next point, when food reaches to sink, it is again taken by companion cell with active process. Taken by companion cell with active process. Full stop. The phenomena of transferring food is called unloading. Full stop. Next point. Again, from companion cell, food is transferred to sink by passive process. Full stop. This is the passive as movement of sugar is taking place in direction of concentration gradient. Full stop. In sink, next point. In sink, sucrose is converted into starch, which is insoluble in water. Full stop. Water gets separated from sugar and it comes back to nearby xylem element through osmosis. Full stop. So this was all about the transpiration pull theory. Source and sink theory or mass flow theory. One more thing, who given this theory? Remember, sometimes they ask, write down the Munch theory. So this source and sink theory or mass flow theory, it was given by Munch, Munch, Munch. Munch given this theory in 1927, 1927 to 1920, between this time. So this is the Munch theory. And is that clear? Everything clear, Martin?
Yes, sir.
One last thing which I want to tell you, but let me add on a diagram for this one. That is girdling experiment. This is important for actually school exams. It's not important for anything else, but yes, this is important for. Uh, Give me this one more. Tell me, Martin, what will happen if we make girdle like this way? Suppose that you have a tree, you have been given assigned a tree, and what you are doing, you are making a girdle like structure, like this way. This is xylem, phloem. What will happen?
Place where covered, it won't grow.
Then that is written over there. Then what will be happening in future?
The rest of the top of the tree will be cut off, I think. Like it won't grow now.
Okay, then
Within I don't think so.
look, what will happen? Root will not get the food. Will they get? Because this is bark is in the phloem, right? Phloem is in the bark. So below this bark there is a phloem. You have removed the phloem, means you have cut down the food pipeline. What will happen? They will not transfer the food to the root, but root is continuously transferring the root is continuously transferring to the water to the leaves. Leaves are growing, upper part is growing, food will get collected over here, this part will get swell. But as long as root will not get the food, after some time due to starvation, root will die. Yes, if the root will die, the plant will die. Clear? Got it or not? Malpighi given this concept in 1675. Right, note down. In experiment, a ring of bark is cut from stem. A ring of bark, ring of bark is cut from stem. It also remove it also remove phloem. Along with that, phloem is also removed, right? Nutrient get collected above the ring. Nutrient get collected above the ring, where the bark also swell up and may give rise, where bark also swell up and may give rise advantageous root. Advantageous root. Full stop. Uh, the root will not get the food. Full stop. Killing of root, sorry, killing of root shall kill, killing of root cell kill the plant. This experiment, this experiment clearly prove that phloem are directly involved in movement of organic food. If they will ask you question, this will be 3 marker question, and this is all about this chapter as well, right? So we have completed this transport and food. If you have any doubt, go through with the NCERT and ask me if you have any question. I think it's easy. You must have got this one. Yes, Martin? Tell me, Martin, if you have any question. That's it. So this is all for the day, and this is all for this chapter, right? And in next class, I will start with the next chapter, that is a mineral nutrition, and then mineral nutrition, comparatively smaller chapter in this plant physiology part, and then after this, that completing that chapter, we will do the plant growth and all that, right? And there are 2 chapters left in plant physiology part. Okay, Martin? Okay,
Yes, sir.
right. So that's it for the day, right? Bye, good night.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. Bye bye, good night.